SIGRIKA is built around one thing, and that's converting a simple attack loop into consistent, high-value bursts through echo damage. If you understand how her rune system feeds into plushie generation and when to cash that out, her entire kit starts to make sense very quickly. From there, it becomes a matter of tightening your rotation, building the right stats, and pairing her with teammates that actually amplify what she's doing instead of just filling space. Her entire kit is built around managing two rune types, Sun and Moon. You generate these by alternating between her basic attack chain and her resonance skill, and the key decision point comes after the fourth basic attack. At that moment, you either continue into a fifth basic attack to gain a Sun rune or cancel into her resonance skill to gain a Moon rune, so your inputs directly control which resources you're building. Once you have two runes, you convert them through a heavy attack, which consumes both and creates what the game calls plushies. The exact effect depends on the combination you used, so mixing Sun and Moon changes the outcome, whether that's higher damage, grouping enemies together, or applying crowd control like stagnation. This is where most of her utility and setup comes from, not just raw damage. From there, the goal is to stack up to 4 plushies, because that unlocks her strongest action. When she reaches that threshold, she can use a fully enhanced hold skill that drops a large plushie attack, and this is her main burst window, where a significant portion of her total damage is concentrated. Her Resonance Liberation and Intro skill both help accelerate this process by giving her extra runes immediately, which shortens the time it takes to reach that 4 plushie state. On top of that, her passives push you toward building around energy regeneration, with around 150% being the practical target, and they also reward teams that use echo skills frequently, since that feeds into her overall output. When it comes to building her, the priority is very clear because of how her damage is distributed. Roughly 90% of what she does is classified as echo-type damage, so everything in her setup should reinforce that. The Sound of True Name Echo set stands out as her best option, since it directly boosts arrow damage while also giving valuable crit rate. For the main echo, Nameless Explorer fits best due to its strong damage contribution. Stat-wise, your 4-cost echo should focus on either crit rate or crit damage depending on your balance, while 3-cost echoes should mix energy regeneration with attack percentage to stabilize her rotation. Substats follow the same logic. Prioritize crit, build energy regeneration up to around that 150% mark, and then stack attack where possible. For weapons, her signature, Soulsworn Ciphers, is comfortably ahead of the rest and should be the main target if you're investing heavily into her. If that's not available, other 5-star options like Blazing Justice and Abyss Surges are still strong, with Abyss Surges being especially helpful if your energy feels inconsistent. Pulsation Bracer is another workable alternative, depending on your setup. For team building, Chiwan is easily her most impactful partner because of the 50% echo damage amplification, which directly scales the majority of SIGRIKA's kit. Shorekeeper fits well as a 3rd slot, rounding out the team with strong support. Beyond that, you can slot in more general supports like Linné or Mornier, or look into more specialized pairings such as Frolova, Siakona, or Cantarella, depending on what you have available and how you want to structure your rotation. So, my final thought, if you already have Galbarena, this is where the decision around SIGRIKA gets a lot less straightforward, and honestly, I don't think she becomes a must-pull at all. The main reason is that both SIGRIKA and Galbarena occupy a very similar role in practice. They're both designed as main DPS units that lean heavily into echo-type damage scaling, and even at a systems level, they're built to extract value from the same kind of setups. SIGRIKA is positioned as an arrow echo DPS, while Galbarena already covers that role from a fusion angle, with strong echo and heavy attack scaling built directly into her kit. So instead of adding something fundamentally new to your account, SIGRIKA often ends up overlapping with what Galbarena already does. And when you look at actual value, the gap isn't massive. SIGRIKA can match Galbarena's output in optimized setups, but she doesn't clearly outperform her in a way that justifies spending pulls if you already have a built Galbarena. What you're really getting is a side grade in a different element, not a major upgrade. Where this starts to matter is opportunity cost, especially in this patch cycle. Version 3.2 splits things very clearly. SIGRIKA is in the first half, while Linné comes back in the second half. And Linné is not just another option. She's a high-impact support that directly enables stronger team scaling. Linné's kit provides team-wide damage amplification through her Liberation and Outro, including a 24% all-damage boost and additional amplification for the next character, which makes her extremely valuable across multiple comps.
More importantly, she fits directly into Amenth-focused teams, which are already one of the strongest directions you can take your account right now. So instead of pulling another main DPS that overlaps with Galbarena, you get more value by strengthening your second team. Amenth already has a strong core identity, and Lene pushes that further by amplifying her burst windows and overall team damage. That kind of upgrade scales your entire account, not just one slot. Even looking at how players are approaching it, the general sentiment lines up with this direction. A lot of players point out that Galbarena is already flexible and can function across multiple setups, while Lene tends to provide more universal value and fits into more teams overall. One comment puts it simply: Galbarena probably the most flex hypercarry, and at the same time, Lene is consistently highlighted as a better long-term pickup if you're building around Amenth or looking for broader team utility. So if you already have Galbarena, the smarter move isn't stacking another similar DPS, it's balancing your account. Build your second team around Amenth, pick up Lene in the second half, and you'll end up with two functional, high-scaling teams instead of one slightly upgraded version of the same role.